Xiansheng's line was simply incredible. Then I ask Miss Ning to treat Chen Ping'an kindly. If, in the end, Miss Ning still does not like Chen Ping'an, that is all right. I only ask that my little junior brother not be made to suffer too deeply in matters of the heart. That one sentence moved Ning Yao profoundly. Chen Ping'an had endured every kind of hardship in life and cultivation, yet the one hardship he had never truly suffered was the pain of love. Once Ning Yao acknowledged her feelings for him. Just how much did she do for him? First, she gave him tokens of love. During the journey in Lizhu Cave Heaven, Ning Yao and Chen Ping'an went through many twists and turns and gradually developed feelings for one another. In order to protect him and seek justice from the moving mountain ape, Ning Yao chose not to care about worldly judgment any longer and lent Chen Ping'an her skirt-pressing dagger, something a woman would regard as an object entrusted to the man she intended to spend her life with. Later, after she returned to the Sword Qi Great Wall with the sword immortals of Beiju Luzhou, she even changed into a set of dark green clothes. Such an unusual change made even her parents feel that something was off with their daughter. But when Chen Ping'an arrived at the Sword Qi Great Wall, he recognized her new outfit at a glance. It was actually the one he had bought for her years ago in the small town. All of these details revealed how much Ning Yao liked Chen Ping'an. It was only because she had not yet fully understood her own heart at the time that she gave no response to his first confession. Yet once the two of them truly became a couple, Ning Yao never once felt that Chen Ping'an was beneath her, nor did she try to hide their relationship. On the contrary, she went to the city wall every day to see him, so openly that her teammates quickly learned of their romance. Then, when Chen Ping'an was about to leave the Sword Qi Great Wall, Ning Yao gave him a palm-sized dragon-slaying platform as a parting gift. This was no ordinary object. It had been carefully forged by her parents, whose original intention was that one day, if Ning Yao met a boy she truly loved, she could give it to him as a token of affection. After learning how important it was, Chen Ping'an treasured it and kept it with him at all times in his private storage. No matter how poor he later became, no matter how much hardship he suffered in remote and barren places, he never dared sell the dragon-slaying platform, nor could he bear to use it to sharpen his sword. Second, in Ascension City, Ning Yao came to see Chen Ping'an. After the battle to defend the Sword Qi Great Wall ended, Chen Ping'an chose to bear the karmic burden in place of the old Great Sword Immortal, joining himself to the Great Wall and guarding the city alone from then on. Before Ning Yao ascended, she saw with her own eyes that Chen Ping'an, having taken the tribulation upon himself for her sake, had become something scarcely human. The sight was so painful that even the always strong Ning Yao broke down in tears. After Ascension City moved to the five-colored world, Ning Yao and Chen Ping'an were separated by countless miles, like the cowherd and the weaver girl, divided by heaven and earth. During the years Chen Ping'an stood alone at the Sword Qi Great Wall. The enemies he faced were the great demons of the 14 thrones. Even with the support of half the Great Wall, even though he possessed power comparable to the immortal realm and a body that would not die, he still faced beings far stronger than himself, and no one could say for certain whether he would return alive. Only Ning Yao never stopped believing that Chen Ping'an would one day come back from the Sword Qi Great Wall to the Howren world. In order to see the man she loved again, she did not drown herself in grief or longing. Instead, she devoted herself to cultivation. Over the course of more than 10 years, she broke through 3 realms in succession and rose toward becoming the foremost person in the five-colored world. Yet who could have imagined that when Chen Ping'an finally returned to the Howren world, Ning Yao, now the acknowledged ruler of a world, would immediately ascend with sword in hand just to come see him. Such conduct was not something one would normally expect from a pure sword cultivator, but because she was a woman in love, she still came to stand before him. When the two lovers, long separated, finally reunited, Chen Ping'an first smiled brilliantly, then slowly his face tightened and his lips pressed together. Only after he emerged from that swell of sorrow did his expression brighten again, and he looked at Ning Yao with gentle eyes. It seemed as if neither of them said anything, and yet it also seemed as if everything had already been said. Then Ning Yao, imitating the way Chen Ping'an had once spoken to her, slightly raised her chin, her brows alive with spirit, and said, "Ning Yao of Ascension City has come to see Chen Ping'an." Third, she fought desperately and killed fiercely to protect the man she loved. After the journey to challenge Toyue Mountain ended, the old coachman Su Can had intended to bully Chen Ping'an with his seniority and teach him a ruthless lesson, especially since Chen Ping'an and Ma Kuxuan, with whom Su Can had grievances, were mortal enemies. But before Chen Ping'an could even act, Ning Yao transformed into a streak of sword light and charged straight at Su Kansas. Before this remnant of an ancient god could even beg for mercy, Ning Yao had already struck him so hard that golden blood poured from his mouth and his golden body began to split apart. Even after he fled 100 li away into an extremely mean and sinister place, Ning Yao still pursued him and pressed the sword challenge until he finally begged for mercy, at which point she spared him. Later, there was a ghostly being who had long been stuck outside the threshold of the 14th realm. In order to break through, it brazenly declared that it would kill Chen Ping'an, the last hidden official. By doing so, it hoped to seek justice before the impartial heavenly Tao on behalf of all the demon souls of the Sword Chi Great Wall that had died for the Wild's world, thereby earning a vast amount of Yin virtue to serve as nourishment for its own path into the 14th realm. Yet Chen Ping'an, who had already been on guard, managed to escape disaster. Not long afterward, when Ning Yao learned of this, she wasted no words. With a single Lingxi sword strike, she opened the gates of the netherworld and appeared directly before the ghost, who stood at the peak of the Ascension realm. She paid no heed to the efforts of the city gods or the kings of the underworld who tried to dissuade her. She simply drew one finger across the space between her brows, instantly summoned the sword of her purest intent, and struck. In that moment, the ghost had nowhere to hide, and Ning Yao's swordsmanship, sword intent, sword method, and sword Tao shattered it completely. Later, during the confrontation with Zhou, Ning Yao even stood against the first Taoist under heaven to prevent him from suppressing Chen Ping'an. And when Zhou finally used his ultimate trump card, trying to turn the world into an age devoid of Dharma, Ning Yao drew upon the power of the entire five-colored world and delivered the strongest sword strike of her life. Even though that one strike meant she would need 100 years of cultivation before she could return with relative stability to her former realm, she did not regard it as a loss at all. To her, it was worth it, because with that sword, she had helped the man she loved.